Now, it's the 2nd of January as I do this review. This isn't a review, this is a rant. This is from a Bold Views channel. And it's the 2nd of January. And the news at the moment is that my camera's not straight. Is that railway fares are going up. And the commuters are disgusted by this 3.1% rise that's been happening all the while. I mean, they say that under Labour, the train fares were better. No, they weren't. If you go on, you can actually see where the fares have been going up gradually, right? It's the cost of living, it's investment, and yes, you're going to say the shareholders, right? Fair enough. All right, that I get that. I understand that. That the people are saying, oh, the trains should be back to the old days of British Rail. Well, the old days of British Rail weren't exactly brilliant. Yes, no doubt someone will be saying, well, the trains were brilliant, they ran on time. Well, they weren't that good, really, were they? Because there were dirty diesel engines. They were on strike half the time. And when all said and done, it weren't that good, was it? It wasn't that good. You can dress it up how you want. You can either be left wing or right wing. What I'm doing is I'm seeing it as me. And how I vote is nothing to do with this. This is coming from somebody who drives, right? I don't use a train. I drive to work. I drive my family. I drive to the shops. I do this, I do that. My main source is my van. My main source of transport is my van. So the moaning about the fact that it's going up 3%, 3.1%, and people are all going, look, it's going up, it's disgraceful, it's this and that and that, it's this and that. But nobody really seems to moan. I mean, all right, back in the day of I can't remember when it was it something like 98 or something? I can't remember. We had the petrol thing, didn't we? And while I'm talking to you, I'll try and bring it up right. We had the petrol thing, didn't we? The petrol crisis in the country. Petrol short. What were it? Petrol fuel shortage, weren't it? Shortage. And anyway, we all of a sudden the country got together and decided to say something about it, and they did something about it. They stockaded this 2000. They stockaded the fuel companies, didn't they? So they couldn't get the tankers out and all that. And something was done about it. The people of this country, we became France for a couple of weeks, and we did something about it. We all got together and we all agreed that there's something had to be done about these petrol things, these petrol and diesel going up, the prices being uncontrolled. The company's taking the piss out of us all. And it was brilliant, to be fair. Everybody were moaning because they're running out of fuel, but the country got together and they showed the government that they weren't happy. Well, anyway, now it never seems to happen anymore. They're all moaning about the price of tickets going up on the trains, yet they don't seem to be saying anything about the fact that you've got to run a car. For the people who run a car for their everyday life, I only work 13 miles from my house, right? I work shifts. My fault, my choice, that's the way it is. 12-hour shifts. There isn't a bus or a train that gets me from my house or my village to where I need to be, right? So I need a car or I need a van. So nobody's actually been complaining about the fact that car tax goes up, car insurance goes up. Granted, I can look around, I can get a cheaper deal, but it's still quite expensive. And nobody seems to say anything about the fact that the price of diesel or petrol is going up all the while. It's just steadily going up. And then all of a sudden in the papers they'll say, oh, there's a price war on the fuel, and Asda are bringing the price down by a penny or two. A penny or 2 penny? What the bloody hell good's that? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So my point is, right? You get all these people who go on the train. Now, it says on GMB this morning, Good Morning Britain, that it affects 40%. Now, the 40% that I think it would affect are the ones, right? The ones that choose to have the well-paid job, right? The well-paid jobs in London, but they don't want to live in London or in that surrounding area because it's too expensive. So what they do, they come and live in the Midlands, right? Where it's a bit cheaper, where they can get the big house, that the money that they're on, they come up here and they live in the Midlands, yeah? Or they live on the, out of London, out of that London Cockney bubble that's a lawless society anyway under Sadiq Khan. So in a way I can understand why they want to come out of London, because of all the stabbings and the shootings and the crime. But what they don't like is that because they can get the big wage in London, and they'll move out of London up into the Midlands or around the area or a little bit further now, because the prices in the Midlands are getting expensive, aren't they? I mean, we bought our house for 70 odd thousand. It's now worth $250,000. So, even the prices of the houses around in Leicestershire are getting higher. So they're going a little bit further. So what's happening is they're moaning because the price of the ticket's going up, but they're not moaning because they're having to live out the way, aren't they? If you don't want the train fare, if you don't want to pay the massive train fare that it's supposed to be is, go back down and move in London. Go and live in London. Go and live closer so you can get a car. But no, you don't want to do that, do you? So the point of this rant is, nobody's moaning about the fact that people who run cars day in, day out have got to tax them, fuel them, insure them, and repair them, and the roads are shit. They've only just finished the bloody M1 motorway from Shepshire up to Nottingham Way, turn that into a smart motorway. That's been like that for ages. There's more cameras down there trying to catch you and get more money out of you for speeding, for doing 52 in a 50. They're not. You can sit on a train and you can go to sleep and have a bit of a kick, can't you, on the way down there or on the way back, or you can do a bit of work on your laptop or whatever. But no, you don't care about that. You don't care that a motorist is driving so many miles a day. A local businessman he's loading up his windows, he's loading up his plumbing, his carpentry or whatever, and he's driving around. And then you've got these, you can't go into London as such because you get these stupid congestion charges. How's that fair for a person who's doing a business, who's running a company? So if you want to earn the big bucks and the wages are in London, shut up and do your train fare. If you don't like it, get another job, get a car, get a bike, get a moped, get a scooter, and get knocked off that while somebody robs you. Because you can't have it always. You can't have the big wage and commuting to London for next to nothing. Why should the train fare people not have the same problems that people who drive a van or a car or a motorbike? It works all that. It's the same way, isn't it? You can't always have what you get, what you want, as George Michael said. Now, I'll be interested to see what comments people put. They'll probably say how it's unfair and all this kind of thing, but the reason why you commute from up here down to London is the dollar, is the wage, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. So if you want to earn that wage, you've got to catch a train, you know, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. We've got people coming here. Apparently, Sadiq Khan says London's open, but what he keeps failing to say is that it's at a standstill because nobody can move. You watch it on the news this morning. People are being crammed onto trains like sardines. And he's saying, come here more. More people come here. Come here. Well, London's open for business. London, let's take all these immigrants in. Let's take all these asylum seekers in. It ain't going to happen. This is a small island. When all's said and done, yeah, we've got fields and stuff out there. But the actual main places where we live, you ain't going to make it work if you just keep filling it with people. And the thing is, if people want to earn the wage in London they're going to have to move out the village, out the towns and stuff. So that's it. What do you want? Tell me what you want, folks. Tell me what you want. Put your comments at the bottom, and we'll just see what you think. But you want the money. You got to work in London. You got to pay the train fare. I want to work 13 miles away. I've got to have a van. I've got to pay to keep that on the road. That's the way it is. Nothing's for free. Even the free things aren't for free, are they? Somebody's got to pay for it somewhere. All right, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this rant. Leave your comments. I won't ask you to like and subscribe. I'm not into begging. All right, folks, laters.